Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89, take three. Okay, so you may have heard that Madonna's failed biopic film has been picked up by Netflix as a TV series by Sean Levy. Now, this is, I think, ultimately good news. It's disappointing on one level because I think Madonna's life really deserves an amazing cinematic telling. Like the idea of Madonna's life being on the big screen and getting that sort of respect that you get from a really well done biopic and a really, well produced feature film. The experience of that is so much more than watching it on TV. But apparently that's what she's doing now. Why she's doing this is because she ruined the film deal that she had. Amy Pascal, who's a huge feminist, was salivating at the idea of bringing Madonna's story to the big screen and having, the most iconic, feminist pop icon, writing and directing her own story. It just had her just moist. So that was going to happen. They're claiming that it didn't happen because of money. Madonna was asking too much money. That's not why it didn't happen. It didn't happen because Madonna wouldn't play nice with anyone. She wouldn't work with anyone. She wouldn't collaborate with anyone. She wanted to control it. She wanted to tell her version of the events, not the truth. Because the whole idea is, this is Madonna telling her own story. It's going to be the true story. I'm like, no. It's going to be her version of how she wishes things happened. There's going to be bullshit stories like how she got the role of Catwoman when she never did. Shit like that, which we all know, those who are around know what didn't happen. And we catch her lying now, and it's a bit embarrassing. But maybe she's just starting to believe these lies after a while. And they're not big things. They're mostly little things. But still, I don't want to be on the big screen and be pulled out, watching, and be pulled out of the story by knowing that didn't happen. That's no. So yeah, Madonna doing her own story with no oversight and no input from anyone else would have been a train wreck. So I'm glad the film on that level has failed, because when she dies, someone else can do her story on screen the way it should be told, just focusing on the sort of main points of her life, not trying to tell the whole thing. Now, doing it on the small screen, of course, gives them a lot more screen time to actually work in all the events and things that happened in her life, which is interesting. And now the thing is, how are they going to do it? Are they going to do just one big limited event series of 8-10 episodes and just tell her whole life in all the different eras? Or could they go full Queen? Just imagine that. Just imagine a season per decade. Have an 80s season, a 90s season, a noughties season, a 2010s season. And then maybe by the time we get to the 2010s, we'll be far enough through the 2020s that we'll maybe get another season to sort of take it up to date. Maybe Madonna could play herself in the last couple of episodes or something. I don't know. But that's an amazing idea. But I know that won't happen, because I don't know how they're going to market this, how they're going to structure this, how they're going to work this out, but how are they going to keep the ratings for the years and years? I can see people tuning in for the 80s and the 90s, but, keeping it going for her whole life, all the eras, I don't see that happening unless, I guess some streaming shows, they just make shows for content, and even if they're not doing well, they just keep pumping them out. So if you have the right person behind it, the right support, maybe that could happen, but it'd have to be support for 5 or 6 years. And they recycle the people that in charge of those companies every year or so. So I don't know what would happen there, but we could get. I think they'll be afraid of the embarrassment of her story not being told all the way, like they did the 80s and 90s, and then the show gets cancelled. So I'm thinking maybe they'll just do an event series of like 10 episodes and just do the whole thing and just be done. Because the idea of starting something they can't finish and not finishing Madonna's story really would be that really, really embarrassing. So I think they're going to go with just limited event. 8 episodes would mean like 2 episodes per sort of decade. That could kind of work, or per sort of era. But I'm hoping we get like 10 or more, so they can really delve into, her life. Because there's so many stories and so much to tell. So I think ultimately it's a good thing. We can have Madonna fact-checking. If she's just in a producer role and just there to make sure it's accurate and not actually writing and directing, then I think it could be good. If she does the same thing she did in the movie, it's going to either be cancelled or it's going to be a disaster. But the other thing is, I hope Julia Garner doesn't play her, because that woman looks nothing like Madonna. I don't know why Madonna thinks she does. I think that's what Madonna wishes she looked like, because Madonna's an Italian-American girl, and this girl looks like she's been pulled out from under a rock in London somewhere. She looks like this, pale underside of a fish looking thing, this fine boned little delicate little thing. That's not Madonna. So I don't know why they don't get someone better to play her, but that's who Madonna wants, because I think that's who Madonna wants to believe she looks like or something. Just because Madonna's just, yeah, we need someone objective to tell Madonna's story, and she just needs to fact check and make sure it's accurate. But I don't know if she can accept that role. So I don't know if this show's going to happen, if she's going to tank it like she did the movie, or if we're actually going to get it. And if it's just going to be an event series, or if it's going to be like the full Queen treatment, because God, I'd love that. Just imagine that. It's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of what this series is going to be, how they're going to manage Madonna, and if it actually happens. We'll see.